Hello friends, I am Dr. Sirajul Faizi. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to show you safety goggles. You know, safety goggles used to protect your eyes when heating anything or mixing chemicals. Protects eye from broken glass, chemicals and flames. Safety shower, you can see safety shower used for chemical or acid spill in case of fire, and eye wash station used when chemical get into eyes. Beaker and bitter tongs, most versatile glassware heating chemicals on hot plate, mixing substances. Now you know volume graduations should be used only for ballpark estimates. So crucible tongs, you can see here, used to hold a small amount of chemicals during heating at high temperature, especially if you want to keep oxygen out of the reactions. And you can see the crucible tong used for picking up crucibles and crucible cover only. Now desiccators provide a dry environment for a crucible or a given a substance to cool down since moisture can affect mass results. Common desiccants anhydrous calcium chloride. Anhydrous calcium chloride. Colored indicator crystals are usually included to tell conditions of desiccant. Gray color in crystal desiccant is dry and will absorb moisture. Pink color desiccator is hydrated. So when this happens, the water can be removed by heating it in the oven. So oven is also necessary for chemistry lab. Now dropping bottle. This bottle is also very important. Store and disperse a variety of liquid. Now drying oven used to dry materials faster. Now Erlenmeyer flask, shape constructed to facilitate swirling or mixing of reactions, and precise 250 milliliter flask typically hold 270 milliliter or so. Uh, this was not precise. Use only for approximate measurements. Now, evaporating dish used to recover dissolved solid by evaporations. While it can be heated, it should not be used for strong heating. Now, Florence flask, a rounded bottom flask, it ideal for boiling liquids. It also makes this flask easy to tip over when sitting on the lab table. Forceps, used to grasp or hold a small item, often used for dissections, not called tweezers. Fume hood, that is very important. Fume hood, safety glass front cabinet with exhaust fan. It is used for experiments known to produce noxious fume or smoke. So this is the fume hood. Do not following the perform an experiments in hood. Raise the door of the hood, turn on the light and set up the apparatus. When all material for the experiment is ready, turn on the fan, pull the hood door at least 1/3 way down and perform the experiment. When finished, pull the door all the way down until all smoke and fume are removed. Turn off the fan and light, then remove the equipment to a regular lab station for cleaning. Leave the hood clean. Now long-term funnel, filter funnel. When lined with filter paper used to filter suspended solid from a liquid, adds in a pouring liquids into a small opening. Now glass stirring rod with rubber policeman. Tool to mix a reactant and pour liquid down along with it to keep it from splashing out, and movement of the rod additionally help to spread the heat evenly, and rubber policeman keep glass rod from scratching glass beaker or other container. Now, make accurate graduate cylinder. Make accurate measurements of liquid volume. Bumper ring on larger cylinder is to prevent breakage. If it tipped over, keep it near the top. Now, graduated pipettes can have a bulb or pipette pump, convenient way to accurately transfer a small volume of liquid. Volumetric pipette used to measure one amount only. Graduated pipette lot of lines so you can measure many different amount. Before making an accurate transfer, the user should pump the desired liquid into the pipettes, roll the pipettes horizontally to coat the entire interior surface with the liquids, and then allow the liquid to drain through the tip. This is the method. Now, micro flame burner fueled by butane gives pure hot flame without smoke. Which temperature you need faster? Micro spatula used to transfer solid. Microscope slide or cover glass. You can see microscope slide with or without well, and cover slip or cover glass flattens liquid for better high power viewing, protect lens from liquids. Now, mortar and pestle, you know very well, used to grind solid into powder. A spot plate has a number of small wells, and chemicals are placed in a small wells, and the reaction can be observed as it takes place in the well. Now, supporting ring, attaches to the ring stand and is used to support glassware above the lab table. Now, test tube track, and test tube holder. Test tube used as a container to hold chemicals during heating or other reactions. Test tube rack supports test tubes, hang tubes upside down for drying, and test tube holder used in cases of heating. Now, tongs, used to hold or pick up many items but work best as tongs for picking up hot evaporating dish. Now, transfer pipet, used to transfer every small amounts of liquids. So, tripod can be placed over Bunsen burner, alcohol lamp, or micro flame burner used with wire gauze or clay tripod. Utility clamp, when attached to the ring strand, and this clamp is used to hold a large test tube or fluorescent flask above the lab table. So now I will show volumetric flask, very useful glassware in the laboratory, used to prepare solution of exact concentration of solution. It has precise graduation line in neck of the flask. Never heat substances in them. First rinse inside with solvent and then transfer a small amount of solvent followed by the required amount of solute and swell. Further, fill the flask with the solvent to just below the mark each in the glass. Last few drops added with a medicine dropper or partial pipette for accuracy. Finally, with a stopper and base supported invert flask about 10 times to ensure homogeneity in the mixing. Now, watch glass used like evaporating dish for drying very small amount of material, used to cover a beaker, used for weighing small amounts of materials. Now, weighing paper used with a balance so that chemicals are placed on the paper instead of directly on the balance. Now, wash bottle in the general chemistry lab are usually filled with distilled or deionized water used for rinsing solid out of container when filtering. used to rinse glassware. Now frame wire gauze or clay triangle used as a support for container when placed across a support ring above a burner. Wire gauze spread out flame heat evenly over container. Clay triangle can hold a funnel during filtering. Now you can see the measuring the volume of liquid with graduated cylinder. So surface of liquid in cylinder curved to form a meniscus. You can see here meniscus. What is meniscus? A meniscus of most liquid curves upsides of container, center lower than edges. Mercury is one of very few exceptions. It curved down at the edges. So always read bottom of curve. Now, using the smallest graduation, estimate between the two lines where the meniscus falls. As the diameter of the cylinder increases, the curve of the meniscus flattens out. Putting card paper behind meniscus make it easier to read. Now measuring the volume of liquid with pipettes. Pipettes are much more accurate than graduated cylinder. Liquids must be drawn into the pipette. Gradually release the pressure of your squeeze on the bulb and allow the liquid to be drawn into the pipette. Draw more liquid than needed, but do not allow the liquid to enter the bulb. This is you have to take precaution. Now, measuring mass with an electronic balance. Never place a chemical directly on balance pan. Use a container. Place a container on balance, its mass is displayed. Press 0 button, balance reset to 0 and ignore mass of container. Place substance to be weighed into container. Balance will show only the mass of substance. When container is removed, press 0 button again. Now measuring mass with a triple beam balance. You can see the triple beam balance. Place object on balance pan. Move tears on beam to balance mass. Back beam graduated in 10 grams per steps. Middle beam graduated in 100 gram steps. So tears on these two beams are in the notch for the whole number of grams and not in between notches. So front beam is a sliding scale graduated in gram. The tear on the beam can be positions anywhere on the scale. Masses on the triple beam balance can be read to tenth of the grams and estimated to hundreds. Now filtering a precipitate from a solution. Filtering a solution out of liquid is done using filter paper and filtering funnel. The filter funnel is supported by ring on a ring stand. Lay a clay triangle across the ring, then place the filter funnel into the triangle and to prepare the filter paper, fold the paper in half, then fold it in half again like this. So catch 3 of the 4 edges paper at open edge. Squeeze side of the folded paper and cone will form V by 3 thickness of the paper on one side and 1 thickness of the paper on the other. Place this cone of the paper into the filter funnel. Place catch dish under the funnel. Weight down inside the filter paper with wash bottle. It stick to funnel. Carefully pour liquid to be filtered into mouth of funnel. Do not let the liquid rinse to the top of the filter paper. If any liquid goes over the round of the filter paper, your procedure is ruined. Be patient. I will take time for the liquid to move through the pores of the paper. When all original liquid has been poured into the funnel, use wash bottle to rinse any remaining precipitate out of the original container. Do not touch or try to stir the liquid inside the filter paper. The wet paper is usually torn, which will turn your procedure. So my friends, I hope this video will be beneficial for you. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel And thanks for watching.